This is the test that she did on her personal page, and it popped off like this. Our network is makers.
Let's go. Let's go.
We met with a really big agency, one that many people know. They're needing a ton of creators, and we have a lot of agencies right now that we're talking to, because the way that it works is agencies manage brands' social accounts. So if they need people to make content and a lot of their brands are asking for it, some of them just don't have the capabilities to go and find those creators. So we're getting agencies coming to us saying, can you find us bulk, like lots of creators for the brands that we manage? And this one in particular would be a really awesome partnership for us. So that's something that we'd be really excited about. We're at a place right now where the quality is so beyond, it's such high quality that like, this is why I'm really excited to have a lot of brands coming through, because the more that do, the more we'll have this experience.
Feeling excited for heading into the week was just the quality of brands we're kicking off with. Starting off January with some fun brands. Kicking off with We're Not Really Strangers, who's a brand we've worked with twice in the past. So just the feeling of them coming back a third time, saying you guys are the best at what you do, like let's do it again. Great feeling. And then also kicking off with Jay Shetty's On Purpose podcast team, who we did a free search for in the past. And again, them coming back a second time saying, hey, we want to pay you for more. Just a great feeling. It's a good feeling that these highly regarded brands and agencies are coming to us to find the best talent. So I think that's, without us trying to find them, they're finding us. That's a good thing and a good sign. So trying to keep what we're doing at a big scale. Like, I don't want our quality of work to change at all. And we know internally it's not going to. So just being able to produce at that output, at that level consistently.
Let's ring some fucking bells. Let's sit over there and let's walk through it.
This ring the bell ceremony has predated me before my time here at CreatorX, but JT and the team had bought this bell and they wanted this announcement or this just like proclamation every time we placed a creator in-house with a brand. So that's what we've been doing. Today we're going to be going through all of the creators who found homes in January. And we have 5 different brands and 8 different creators that got paired together. So it'll be fun to see them already sign contract and kick off and get in this ideation phase. But it'll be even more fun to check back in 2-3 months and see the actual work they're doing on the brand page, see how they kind of twist and turn and pivot from what the brand was doing before and kind of create this new vision and new identity on the brand page.
All right, so we're about to see creators that we placed in January. And these are always cool moments because literally what we're seeing right now is us finding people like you jobs. So it's exciting for us. And this bell that you see right here, when we ring it, it means that there is a creator that has been placed within a company. So the more I want this bell ringing as much as possible in this house. And it's exciting for us whenever we get to come and ring it.
We're going to be going through 5 different brands. And actually, a correction from earlier, it's 10 creators that found a new home in January. So we're going to be going through them. We're going to touch base a little bit on what the job search was actually for and what they got. But kicking off with Stan, they were looking for a legit short form video editor that could come in and help with their Stand for Creators page. But a lot around their paid ads world. They have a ton of legit creators that we've already placed in-house, a ton of legit editors, but they were looking for a creator-first editor that can really make their paid ads feel like something you want to watch. So we can actually click on this one that went live this month.
Politics, war, groceries, and rent are impossible to afford right now. But it doesn't have to be this way. Here at Stan, we see a glimmer of hope, where every day we get a front row seat to seeing thousands of hardworking entrepreneurs who are finding a way. And so we here at Stan want to prove that there's still hope in this world. And we're going to put our money where our mouth is. As of today, we're launching the Dare to Dream Challenge, where if you post a video of your story and the steps you're taking to build your dream business, you'll have the chance to win us covering your expenses for the entire next year. So that means your groceries, your mortgage, and even your salary, all so you can focus on building the life you've always dreamed of. because we here at Stan want to prove that you can still build a life for yourself and make a positive impact on your community.
It's a little glimpse, but to even see them running that as paid ads, and before it was, from what I've seen, was static. So to be able to see Edward come in, and we can even look at his content, but to see Edward, who is not located in LA, he's in Arkansas, but able to use all this content that they're shooting and make it look great so they can run it as a paid ad is just great to see. And even more proof of the concept is just Edward as an editor himself. One, he's a creator, but two, you can tell he's a legit editor.
As much as the next guy, but whether it's sharp lenses like Orthodontics likes to use that are just clean,
Sound design, video design, he's legit.
Either way, spending more.
But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, he's working directly with Sean, another creator we've managed or placed who's managing their paid ads division. But main JD for Edward is crafting and creating watch-worthy, cinematic, high-quality creative paid ads. And that includes the ideation of it, the strategy, the creative, and heavily on the editing. That's what Edward's owning. But even just think back on what we were looking for to kick off was someone with an eye for making quality short form, someone who can tell stories that inspire, and Edward is exactly that. So we're going to ring a bell for Edward finding a home with Stan.
Love it.
Woo! Edward!
All right, now we're on to drink update. Is a energy drink without caffeine. They're sold in Erewhon, HEB. They just launched in Texas, so they're getting the word out there on Update. Update is a energy drink without caffeine. We were looking for someone to come in and make 15 videos a month. Throughout their talent search, they actually realized they wanted to work with a couple of these creators. And interesting with Update, they had got down to a final 3, and they actually tested content of their final 3 as an influencer partnership. So they paid all these creators to make a video on their personal page, see how it performed, and we can actually run through those right now.
This is the test that she did on her personal page.
Yeah.
And it popped off like this.
They also placed paid behind it.
Yeah, but paid still for this to have 26,000 likes on it is not. This is
1.2
paid.
million views.
This has 1.2 million views. Holy fuck! Wow.
And this is the creator they went with full time, so she's going to be the face of the brand, making 15 videos a month.
That's such a good trial.
Yeah, they ended up going with Carly as the face of the brand just because it feels a little more native to TikTok. She was in the budget for Update to be able to post that much. They're going to still work with Kostas and Braden later down the line, but a little more production behind it. So anytime they're doing a new flavor launch or they're doing a new retailer launch, they'll loop in Kostas and Braden and they'll do a little more cinematic work that probably lives on Instagram. But Carly is going to be the face of their TikTok. For Update, we're ringing the bell for Carly in-house. And then we're ringing the bell for Braden and Kostas for some continued influencer partnerships.
I love that thing.
Gemini was looking for dynamic vertical content creators, not specific to crypto. They were just looking for creators that can almost flip the script and create this new visual identity. So they were just looking for storytellers that live in the world of the internet world, culture, a little bit of commerce, maybe some back knowledge of crypto, but culture first. So throughout their search, they found Steven and Mac. And we can even just take a peek at the sample content they made.
Faster than an airplane. And Elon Musk says this is a super big deal. It's crazy. China cracked the code to high-speed travel with this new breakthrough, magnetic levitation. Using giant magnets to levitate the train above its tracks and a low vacuum tube to eliminate drag, China's bullet train can reach 1,000 kilometers per hour, which is faster than most airplanes. And their passengers can enjoy stable 5G internet during the ride. But this is off Elon Musk, because 10 years ago, he
You get the
proposed
gist
this.
of it. Nothing around crypto, but something that Gemini's audience would be interested in. Just stories around Elon, stories around crypto, stories around technology.
And this is for him to be creating on their account.
Yep.
Yep.
Steven's making 8 of these high quality Instagram reels a month, and Mac is making 20 of these TikTok stories per month. Here's an example.
This guy buried over $700 million in a landfill. But of course, this was a complete accident. James Howes had 2 hard drives in his drawer. One he meant to get rid of, and the other a digital wallet with Bitcoin, which as of today is worth $771 million. While cleaning, he temporarily put the Bitcoin hard drive in a black trash bag, which his partner drove to the landfill. This was 10 years ago, and James is still looking for that hard drive to this day, even quitting his job to focus his full attention on retrieving it. Had he just used a crypto wallet like Gemini though, he'd be living like a king rather than knee-deep in garbage.
But for that to even just be their sample content, and looking at Gemini's Instagram today, they posted both of those sample content videos, so kudos to the creators. But we're starting to see a little of their rollout. Steven's doing some green screen on their Instagram.
Great.
There's the 2 sample content pieces. But new homes, Steven and Mac going full-time in-house with Gemini. Steven.
Let's go.
Mac.
Let's go. Let's go.
Great stuff.
Yep. And going back to originally what they were looking for, high production value, cinematic, vertical content. They got that with Steven. Educational, well-researched explainers. They got that with Mac. So it was cool to see. Let's move on to By Heart. By Heart is a mom's formula brand. Mom's category itself is a fun one. There is so much talent out there, and every mom brand just wants to feel like an everyday mom. So there's so much legit talent in this world, and it'll be cool to see us doing more of these mom-adjacent placements. Looking at By Heart, they were looking for someone to be By Heart's TikTok superstar. They haven't really turned the lights on with TikTok, and they were looking for someone to really come in and own that, and having that someone be someone with a finger heavily on the pulse of the parenting industry. They didn't care on location, so that opened up the pool a bit. But they ended up going with Yolanda. You can see an example of her content here.
Being a mom will always come first and foremost to me. Today that looked like taking my boys with me to an event. We went to check out the grand opening of Caitlin Minimalist at the Irvine Spectrum, and it was more than fine. There was plenty of treats for Ezra to snack on while I looked around, and it was an amazing event. Although I'm a content creator, being a mom will always come first.
Yolanda is going to be making 15 videos a month. That's going to be split up between their TikTok and their Instagram. And they're also planning on working with McCall from our list, who was in my Creator X top 3. But McCall was having her baby last week, so they pushed off kickoff. But McCall actually has a good bit of following herself, so it'll be interesting to see if they kick off with more of an influencer initiative or if it's going to be more in-house work supplementing Yolanda. But here's an example of McCall's work.
I hope you're hungry for nothing.
Just mom trends, but she is that everyday mom, and she has proven traction.
Nice.
So we're going to ring the bell for Yolanda, and we'll ring the bell in advance for McCall. That's By Heart.
Let's go.
The last one on our list for January is Platform. Platform was looking for green screen journalists to come in and collab on the creators page. So they're looking to kick off these influencer campaigns. They were looking for creators who already live and breathe the brand world, new retail launches, new product launches, just innovative stuff going on in the brand world. And throughout this talent search, they ended up going with Jake, who is exactly what they were looking for.
To launch a hydration brand in 2024. And I think we've got enough at this point. But several brands really made a splash this year and have become my favorite. So here are my top new hydration brands going into 2025. Cadence. The products are high quality, taste great, and they have this unique can that I love. It tastes like salty Sprite, and they've absolutely nailed their branding. Dry water. The ingredients here.
You get the gist. But even looking at Jake, that could literally be an influencer collab with Platform. Even just seeing Platform, Sagar was with the Cadence guys last week, so that guy is in the exact world. Then the other creator they are going to work with and collab with on some content is Brooke. Brooke, her handle's the brand Blueprint, and that's exactly what her content is.
Awesome.
So even just thinking about content like this, new brands in Sephora, that's a very similar use case to what Platform is looking for. Platform stories can be, hey, Cadence is launching in Costco, XYZ. So just having a creator that can come in and report the news on the spot, they got a good batch with these creators.
Makes so much sense. Both great. Really, really good.
All right, let's ring the bell for Jake and Brooke with Team Platform. Internally thinking about Creator X content, these are the type of creators who live at that intersection of brand and commerce.
Not Creator X content on our page, but like working with these kind of people,
Yep.
affiliate style.
That's ring the bell for January. 10 creators, new homes, 5 brands with some invigorated new content teams.
Great. Great work. Great work.
Hey man,
What up, brother?
how you doing?
Dude, I am good. How are you?
Tired. Good. I have a different idea than the service you guys offer because we're just not ready for the service you offer until we make a couple hires.
Okay.
We do want to use it. We were like excited by the conversation, but the TLDR is shit is blowing up, like I would say astronomically. It's like true rocket ship growth, and like the team is on the online 24/7. It's like really intense. We are hiring an influencer lead and a marketing lead. Marketing lead is really to like own messaging, positioning, social media, Twitter, comms, just like the whole crypto thing. When you and I spoke last was at the end of last year, beginning of this. End of last year is in December. Yeah, so we're up over 10x since like we spoke to you.
Yeah, that's absurd.
It's the best way to trade crypto like on chain, not a centralized exchange like Gemini. And it's a social network for crypto. Like if you get the app, you'll kind of get it. But yeah, the TLDR is the app is blowing up.
App's public in the App Store?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
At some point we want to hire creators to build out our own content on TikTok and whatever. But right now I need an influencer lead. So the idea that I had was like this is like probably a once in a career opportunity for most people. Just because like it's probable we're going to get this to like 100 million a day pretty soon. Also the context is there's only 20,000 daily users and about a quarter of them trade every day. So this is with 5,000 people trading. So you can imagine what happens if we get 50,000 people trading, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite interesting. We need an influencer lead.
Cool.
And so I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be interesting if you guys did your process, but instead of with the context of us hiring somebody to create content for us, it actually is like a hiring strategy. If we find the right person, like hire them to run influencer, which eventually will then oversee content on those social channels as well. I don't know if that's like way too far out of scope for what you guys do. And if it is, like, that's fine. I just thought I'd throw the idea out there because I was like, I feel like it's really hard to find someone that like gets TikTok and Instagram culture really well, that like can figure out what we do, whether they know crypto or not. It's not rocket science, but can figure out how to like pair these things together and run like a really good micro, mid, and macro creator strategy, plus oversee like the content creation stuff that, you know, we would have traditionally hired someone like yourself, which we still probably would with them. But
tell me, so it's outside of our scope typically, but tell me more about the responsibilities that this person would have, and I'll tell you about the people that we have in our network.
Let me just like pull this up and walk through it together. It would be more of a full-time role, right? Yeah. It's like someone who wants to come in and like build ideally like the first consumer product that brings crypto to the masses. Like I think you need to like use the app to like
say it again. Build the what?
Sorry.
Say it again. Build. Okay, this is
so
helpful.
Like it's like we're attempting to build the first consumer product that brings crypto to the mass market. Someone's going to do it this cycle. Now the question is like, can we pull it off? I think we can, obviously, but the early data is, I would say, positive.
We'd have to like really think about it because the reason why this role is hard is because this role is less of a creative role and more of an analytical role. It's more organizing, project management, and
it is, but it's someone that also, for sure, that's true, right? But it's also somebody that like understands how to drive the right narrative in UGC and all this stuff through this machine that they build.
Yeah.
Because like we're too small to delineate these tasks into like different jobs at this juncture. And like frankly, like the right person can do this all.
It's a hard one to find. It's a hard person to find that wants to do overseeing a team of creators, running an influencer program, and is a creator themselves. I actually think that the person that would crush this kind of role usually isn't a creator. It's usually somebody that like understands creative, understands brand, understands influencers, like just kind of gets the game, but doesn't actually have that much of an interest in being a creator and creating content. And more so just wants to be like associated with them. It's really hard it's not to say there's not people in there that can do both. It's probably just too far out of our scope to do with our bandwidth to find that role. But outside of us actually going and doing this search, Damien and I will look around our existing network and just make intros if there's anybody that we see.
It's a great opportunity, like if you don't mind.
Yeah.
It's a really good opportunity for the right Danny type person.
The challenge that you'll come across is it will be, a lot of them would probably apply to it because it's like an appealing step up of them just being a creator, but a lot of them won't actually end up enjoying it because I know what's required for it to really succeed. And a lot of them
you would be good at it. It's like finding someone like yourself too.
Yeah. But I don't want to do it because I want to make.
No, I'm not suggesting.
No, I know, but I'm saying as a creator myself, I know I could, but I wouldn't want to because what at the end of the day, what I would realize is, shit, I'm spending so much time in spreadsheets. We consult brands that are doing the influencer program, and I see the person that's doing this that is like creator adjacent and they understand creative, but they don't actually have the interest in being the person making that much. And like, I'm a maker. I want to be making the content, and that's what most of the people that are in our database are. So it just ends up being like, they get watered down, they get burned out.
Yeah, it's a good insight. I mean, so okay, cool. No, that's cool. I like when we get this person ramped up, I would then send them to you to like be like, hey, let's find someone to like build it.
Or if you have this person and you ever need additional help with us on like how they're doing influencer and just like the scope of it all and how their content is performing, but that's what we get hired in to consult with. Is like if you hired somebody that leaned a little bit more analytical, and you're like, okay, let me actually like help you with a little bit of creative help. We'll hourly consult with people on just creative or influencer programs. So that's another thing that's another like way to think about it. But you're thinking about it right.
Okay, cool. Well, if you guys know someone in your network, obviously I will take intros. But otherwise, my idea, I knew it was like not your core offering or even your offering at all. So I was like, let's just like see if there's anything here just in case. Cause I was like, maybe you know somebody in this process and like, I'll pay for that process. But
of course. Let Damien and I think on people outside of our database network. And then let me know if you do find anybody and if we can help with anything else. All right, brother. Great seeing you.
Later.
Hey,
thanks for the time, guys. Take care.
It's almost like they're at the end. It'd have to be something that's like almost at the end of their creator career. That's like either they've built stability with it and it's like on autopilot, or they're like done with it and they're like, I want to do something that's different than being in front of the camera. But I just feel like it's a really hard one to go out and search for.
Aside from it being crypto.
Crypto adds another whole element to it. Do I think that you could? But I think it's just like how do you go out and find that? Like how do you see that?
Look for people that are working in influencer on LinkedIn. So we would be having to headhunt on LinkedIn for people that already have jobs and convincing them with something. That one, it would be salary because money talks.
Yeah, so that's like poaching. That's like poaching people from real brands, like a traditional recruiter, not creators.
Yeah,
it's like literally like LinkedIn people. Mm-hmm. It's just too far out of it.
I agree.
Yeah. You guys have seen us looking for biz dev people. So we're currently hiring for somebody that's going to be more on outbound sales. We've been taking a lot of meetings. We've been actually meeting with people in person. And so we're just kind of working our way through this list of taking some more meetings and trying to finalize someone to join the team. So that's another thing that's really exciting. That's going to be an immediate benefit to Damien and I that we're really stoked on some of these people.
Pulling the trigger and just like, oh, come on in and join.
It's a mix for me. It's a mix between intuition and past experience, like what they actually have done. So like their like skill set and not resume like academics, but resume like literally what have you done in the past 3-4 years? Does it apply to this job specifically? And then intuition on like, all right, how do we feel they match culture wise? How do they match with Damien and I? We have our own internal, as any recruiting process goes, like you have your own like guide that you're looking for of like, this is an ideal candidate. We're looking at, we want this kind of traits. We want this kind of way that they look at business. They look at this role. So Damien and I have our own blueprint of that. And when we're going and meeting with people, we're kind of looking at that and saying, does this match the criteria that we're looking for? And then literally, what have they done in the past couple of years that relate directly to this role? Anybody that we come across that fits that really nicely, it's going to be like, let's do this quick. Let's do this quick.